Hello everyone, myself Pratik Bagadia and welcome to PariBhasha once again. Today, India has completed 73 years of its independence from the Britishers. And in this last 7 decades, our country has seen many ups and downs. Which is why today in our country, there are two groups. First group believes that India hasn't achieved anything over the last 7 decades. And there is another group which believes that India has achieved everything. In my opinion, we are somewhere between, where I believe there are places like infrastructure, health, education, where we need to do a lot. And there are certain areas where we have made tremendous progress. But today is Independence Day. So this video is completely dedicated to the achievements we have made in the last 7 decades. So without wasting any time, let us celebrate those moments. In the mid 1950s, there was a period when India didn't have enough food to eat. As a result, under the law PL 480, we imported wheat from USA. And this wheat was very cheap in quality and red color, which is why our government decided to bring in green revolution. And as a result, today we are a food surplus nation. We are not just feeding 130 crore Indians, but we are also exporting our food grains to other parts of this world. If I talk about infrastructure, then there was a time when bullock carts used to run in our country. But today we have 1.4 lakh kilometers worth of national highways. And this is amongst the world's largest road networks. We are not just building these roads, but we are using different technologies in building and constructing these roads. We are using plastic, and Chennai was the first city globally to use this technology. We have constructed over 1 lakh kilometers of roads using plastics, and many European nations are actually citing India's example on how to convert waste into something constructive. Not just the roadways, but even the railways, there was a time when we didn't have enough proper infrastructure in our country. But today is a day when even we can experience services like an airline in our nation. And this is not an easy job because our rail network is amongst the highest in Asia and second largest in the world. And creating such infrastructure at a huge scale is a big job. And not just the railways or roadways, but even today, India has cruise service available in the country. So Indians no more need to go to countries like USA or Singapore to enjoy this cruise service as it is available in India. If I talk about the technology space, then the world knows the power of Indians when it comes to programming skills. We often complain that in our country, why don't we have a Facebook or a Google? But today, the European and Americans are saying, why don't we have a geo like India? So this is the progress that we have made. If I talk about space, then there was a time when our rockets was being transported on bicycle. Our satellites were being transported on bullock carts. But it was the hard work and dedication of a scientist that today the world is actually lining up to send their rockets or the satellites from India. This has been possible because of PSLV, which is the cheapest rocket in the world. And with the help of this, we created a world record by launching 104 satellites in one go. The world was shocked to know this, but the Indians did it. Not just that, we were the only nation, and we are the only nation till date to actually land on Mars on our first attempt. Even the technologically advanced countries like USA, Japan, China couldn't do it in the first attempt. And we just did it in just 450 crore rupees. And this budget is even less than a Hollywood movie. So this is the power and achievement of a scientist. If I talk about sports, then we all know the world records our cricketers have made. But India has not just produced cricketers. We have sportspersons like Marikom, PV Sindhu, Saina Nehwal, Pankaj Advani, Vishwanathan Anand, and others. They have been world number one in their respective sports during their time. And last but not the least, our armed forces. The armed forces has given us many reasons to be proud of. So be it the 1971 war where 93,000 Pakistani soldiers actually surrendered to our Indian army, or be it carrying the surgical strikes in POK or airstrikes in Balakot, the Indian army has shown their might to the world. And recently, the Galwan Ghati incident, where even the Chinese army realized कि Indian army से पंगा लेना बहुत भारी पड़ा. Folks, the reason why I'm emphasizing on our achievements is because reminding of successes actually gives us motivation to work even harder and achieve bigger things in future. Today, in this COVID era, when the US and Europe is actually entering into a deep recession, Japan is already growing older, and the world is completely pissed off with what China has done. Which is why the world today is looking at India with hope. So this is not a time for us to surround ourselves with negativity which is there in media. That is why I thought of making this video. So folks, let's not miss this golden opportunity and make India the Sone ki Chidiya once again. Happy Independence Day. Jai Hind.